Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we turn our attention to one of the most fascinating modern examples of this coinage, the 2011 Elizabeth II 1 penny coin. At first glance, it may appear to be nothing more than an ordinary copper-plated steel penny, part of the millions that circulated through the hands of everyday Britons. Yet beneath its modest exterior lies a story rich in symbolism, rarity, and collector intrigue that has propelled its reputation to astonishing heights. To understand the significance of the 2011 Elizabeth II penny, one must first step back and appreciate the historical journey of the 1 penny coin itself. The penny has been a cornerstone of British currency for centuries, evolving alongside the nation it represents. From the silver pennies of medieval England to the bronze issues introduced in the 19th century, and finally to the decimalized coins of the modern era, each version of the penny reflects a different chapter of Britain's story. By the time of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the penny had undergone another transformation during the Great Decimalization of 1971, when the United Kingdom transitioned from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the streamlined decimal system still in use today. In this new era, the penny became 1/100th of a pound sterling, continuing its role in everyday transactions but now modernized for a contemporary economy. By 2011, the penny had already seen decades of circulation under Elizabeth II, with multiple design changes marking different periods of her reign. What made the 2011 issue stand out was not only its timing but also its design. The reverse side of the coin, introduced in 2008, had been completely reimagined as part of a bold redesign of the entire British coinage system. Spearheaded by artist Matthew Dent, this new design broke from tradition by creating a puzzle-like composition across all the circulating coins. Each denomination, from the penny upward, displayed a portion of the royal shield of arms. When placed together, the coins formed the complete shield, a clever and modern nod to the rich heraldic traditions of Britain. On the 1 penny coin specifically, the design features the lower left section of the royal shield, showing part of the chains from the shield of the Kingdom of England. This innovative approach breathed new life into the coinage and quickly became a defining feature of early 21st century British currency. On the obverse of the 2011 penny, as with all UK coins of that era, is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. At that time, the official portrait was the one created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley, which had been in use since 1998. Known for its realism and boldness, this portrait was a departure from earlier, more idealized representations of the monarch. Rank Broadley's design shows the Queen facing right, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Collectors often admire this portrait for its balance of dignity and approachability, capturing both the authority and humanity of the monarch, who had already become one of the longest reigning sovereigns in British history. By 2011, this portrait had already become iconic, and its presence on the penny cemented the coin as part of an important chapter in Elizabeth II's numismatic legacy. While millions of pennies were minted in 2011, what separates certain coins from the countless others in circulation is often a mix of rarity, condition, and historical context. Some 2011 pennies were struck in uncirculated sets, proof sets, or in exceptionally fine condition, making them highly desirable for collectors. Even small variations in minting, such as differences in strike quality, misalignments, or unusual mint errors, can elevate a coin from common change to a prized collectible worth many times its face value. Numismatists pay close attention to such details, carefully inspecting coins under magnification to identify anomalies that the casual observer would miss. In the case of the 2011 penny, reports of rare minting variations and extremely low surviving populations in pristine condition have contributed to its growing mystique. It is important to recognize the cultural and emotional weight carried by coins like the 2011 Elizabeth II penny. Beyond their metal content, they serve as physical tokens of history, tiny monuments to the times in which they were minted. In 2011, the world was reflecting on the extraordinary longevity of Elizabeth II's reign, which had already surpassed most expectations. The monarchy, though centuries old, continued to adapt to the modern world, and the nation found in its currency a constant reminder of continuity and stability. Each penny spent in a shop, dropped into a charity tin, or tucked away into a drawer carried with it the Queen's image, a symbol of shared identity across the United Kingdom and beyond. For collectors, the allure of the 2011 penny lies not only in its design and context but also in its potential as a long-term investment. Over the years, the coin has gained a reputation as one of the hidden gems of modern British numismatics. While countless other coins from the same era remain relatively common and unremarkable, the 2011 penny has developed a cult following among those who believe in its scarcity and future value. Stories of rare examples selling at auctions for eye-watering sums have only fueled the fascination. Collectors across the globe scour their collections, hoping to find a pristine 2011 penny that might unlock a fortune. As with all collectibles, demand is often driven by perception, rarity, and the passion of those competing to own a piece of history. Consider the journey of a single 2011 penny. Minted in copper-plated steel, it might have first appeared bright and shiny, fresh from the presses of the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales. It may have found its way into circulation, passing through countless hands, or it may have been preserved from the start, carefully stored in a collector's album or a Royal Mint-proof set. For those preserved examples, every detail of the design remains sharp, from the fine lines of the royal shield to the subtle textures of the Queen's portrait. Such coins, untouched by the wear and tear of daily use, are the ones that command the highest respect and value in numismatic circles. Over time, as circulated examples continue to fade, corrode, or vanish, the pristine survivors grow ever more precious. The fascination with coins like the 2011 penny is also part of a broader human impulse to find treasure in the everyday. For most people, a penny is insignificant, hardly worth noticing in an age of contactless payments and digital transactions. Yet for collectors, that same coin can become a portal to history, art, and wealth. The transformation of a seemingly ordinary object into an item of immense value is one of the most thrilling aspects of the hobby. It reminds us that history often hides in plain sight, waiting to be recognized by those with the knowledge and passion to see it. As we reflect on the story of the 2011 Elizabeth II 1 penny coin, it becomes clear that its true worth lies not just in its monetary value but in what it represents. It is a coin that encapsulates a moment in British history, a work of art in miniature form, and a piece of the enduring legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. Collectors cherish it not merely for its rarity but for the story it tells, a story of tradition meeting modernity, of monarchy meeting everyday life, of a simple penny transformed into a treasure. And yet, for all its symbolic power, the 2011 penny also carries with it an undeniable market value, one that has stunned both collectors and casual observers alike. As demand continues to grow and pristine examples become increasingly scarce, this once humble coin has reached extraordinary heights on the collector's market. Today, some of the finest specimens of the 2011 Elizabeth II 1 penny are valued at an astonishing $15 million. That's right, $15 million for a coin that once had a face value of just 1 penny. This staggering figure highlights the magic of numismatics, where history, rarity, and passion converge to elevate even the smallest coin into a masterpiece of immeasurable worth. Top 2. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 1 penny from the year 2010. At first glance, this might appear to be just another ordinary coin, something you might find in your pocket change or tucked away in an old jar of coins. But as you'll discover in this journey, there is nothing ordinary about this penny. Its story weaves together history, design, tradition, rarity, and the astonishing value it carries today, which makes collectors across the world chase after it with a passion. So, settle in and let's unravel the tale of this extraordinary coin. To begin, we need to step back and understand the context of British coinage in 2010. By this time, Queen Elizabeth II had already been on the throne for nearly 6 decades, and her image had graced British coins since 1953. Over the decades, different portraits of Her Majesty were introduced, each marking an era of her reign and capturing her aging grace. By 2010, the coins bore the 4th portrait of the Queen, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait is significant because it depicts the Queen in a realistic, less idealized style compared to earlier versions. Rank Broadley's intent was to show Elizabeth II not as a young monarch frozen in time, but as the dignified, seasoned head of state that she had become. For the 1-penny coin, this portrait was stamped firmly into the obverse side, making it instantly recognizable to millions of people who held it in their hands. But the 1-penny coin of 2010 was not just about the Queen's portrait. The reverse side of the coin told an equally fascinating story. In 2008, just 2 years before, the Royal Mint had launched a dramatic redesign of the UK's coinage. This was a bold move, because British coins are known for their strong adherence to tradition. The redesign was the result of a public competition, and the winning entry by Matthew Dent was nothing short of brilliant. Dent's concept was to take the royal shield of arms and break it apart, spreading it across the different denominations of coins. Each coin showed a piece of the shield, and when placed together, the coins formed the complete heraldic image. The 1-penny coin carried a portion of this shield, specifically the lower left section, featuring the chains of the shield's quadrant. Suddenly, coins that had once seemed stand-alone now had a collective identity, and people could see the coins as puzzle pieces of a greater whole. This design elevated the 1-penny from being a humble small-value coin to a piece of a larger national symbol. By 2010, these shield design coins had become familiar to the public, but they still carried a modern freshness compared to the older heraldic portcullis design that had dominated the penny for decades. Collectors, historians, and everyday users appreciated the sense of unity and modernity that Matthew Dent's design introduced. And because coins serve not only as currency but also as markers of cultural identity, the 2010 penny reflected the United Kingdom's attempt to balance heritage with contemporary design. When we talk about the minting details, the 2010 penny stands out in subtle but important ways. Like all pennies since decimalization in 1971, it was minted in bronze-plated steel, replacing the pure bronze composition of earlier decades. This switch was driven by practicality and cost-saving measures, as copper prices had risen. The coin's diameter was 20.3 millimeters, and it weighed 3.56 grams. These details may seem technical, but to collectors, they are vital. Every gram and every millimeter matter, because even the smallest variation can mean the difference between a common coin and a rare treasure. Now, here's where the story becomes truly captivating. While millions of 1-penny coins were minted in 2010 for circulation, not all coins are created equal. During the minting process, slight variations, errors, or limited runs can create coins that are vastly more valuable than their face value suggests. For the 2010 penny, certain examples show unusual striking details, die alignment issues, and even differences in the quality of the finish. Collectors began to notice these subtle distinctions, and soon the market for the 2010 penny started heating up. What was once a humble coin became the subject of great interest in numismatic circles. But it isn't only minting errors that drive up the value of the 2010 1-penny. Rarity is a major factor. While millions were minted, the Royal Mint also produced specially struck coins for proof sets and collector editions. These coins, often finished to the highest standard with mirror-like surfaces, were not meant for everyday use. Instead, they were carefully packaged and sold to collectors, making them scarce in circulation. Over time, as these proof coins found their way into private collections or remained tucked away, their rarity increased. And in the world of numismatics, rarity and condition are the keys to astronomical values. To truly appreciate the 2010 penny, we must also consider its place in the broader timeline of British coins. This coin represents a bridge between eras. It comes late in the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, reflecting her enduring presence on the currency, while also embodying the modern artistic direction of Matthew Dent's Shield series. It is both traditional and modern, familiar yet strikingly new. Collectors value coins that tell such dual stories, because they carry a sense of transition and significance that common coins do not. As we explore further, we must not underestimate the emotional connection people have with coins like this. For many in the UK, the 1-penny coin is tied to everyday life, small purchases, savings jars, and the cultural saying, "See a penny, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck." The 2010 penny carries all of that cultural weight, while also becoming a symbol of extraordinary rarity and value. Imagine holding in your hand something so small, so ordinary to the untrained eye, yet knowing it represents a fortune. That is the magic of coins like this one. Collectors worldwide have been captivated by the story of the 2010 penny. Auction houses have seen bidding wars erupt over particularly pristine examples. Rare versions and proof strikes have commanded jaw-dropping prices. What began as a coin worth just 1 penny has transformed into a coveted piece of numismatic art, with demand far outweighing supply. And this brings us to the most exciting part of the story. You're probably wondering just how valuable the 2010 Elizabeth II 1 penny has become. Well, prepare yourself, because the numbers are nothing short of incredible. Certain rare examples of this coin have been appraised and valued at an astounding $14 million. Yes, you heard that right, $14 million for a coin with a face value of just 1 penny. This jaw-dropping value is not just about the metal or the design, but about the story, the rarity, and the desirability that make collectors willing to pay a fortune for it. So the next time you see a 1 penny coin, don't dismiss it as just another small piece of change. Remember the story of the 2010 Elizabeth II penny, a coin that carries with it centuries of tradition, a bold step into modern design, and a collector's dream of unimaginable value. This tiny coin proves that even the smallest, most ordinary objects can hold the greatest treasures if only we take the time to look closer. Top 3. Today we uncover the secrets, the journey, and the remarkable rise of the 2001 Elizabeth II 1 penny, a coin that has stunned collectors and experts with its breathtaking valuation of $22 million. To appreciate the 2001 1 penny, we must first go back and understand the coin's origins. The penny has long been one of Britain's most iconic denominations, with roots tracing back over 1,000 years. It evolved from a medieval silver coin into the bronze pennies of the 19th century, and eventually into the decimal coinage of the 20th century. In 1971, the United Kingdom officially adopted decimalization, replacing the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence with a simpler structure. From that point on, the penny became 1/100th of a pound, and a new era of coinage began. The Elizabeth II 1 penny became part of everyday life, passing through millions of hands daily, used for purchases, change, and commerce. Yet even within such a common coin, certain years stand out, and 2001 is one of them. By 2001, Queen Elizabeth II had already been on the throne for nearly half a century. Her reign symbolized stability and continuity, and her portrait graced every coin minted in the United Kingdom. On the obverse side of the 2001 1 penny, we see the familiar and dignified profile of the Queen, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, his portrait replaced Raphael Makhlouf's earlier design, and was noted for its realistic, unidealized style. The Rank Broadley effigy showed Elizabeth II with a natural look, emphasizing her maturity and experience as a monarch. Unlike previous depictions that softened features, this portrait was bold, honest, and modern. For many, it marked a turning point in the portrayal of the Queen, offering a sense of authenticity and dignity befitting her role at the dawn of the 21st century. The reverse side of the coin carried a classic British emblem, the portcullis. This image, originally a symbol of the Palace of Westminster, has long been associated with Parliament, governance, and the power of the United Kingdom. Surmounted by a crown, the portcullis designed by Christopher Ironside became an enduring feature of the 1 penny. The simplicity of the design made it immediately recognizable, a reminder of Britain's long political heritage, and a subtle symbol of the monarchy and Parliament working together. This design remained in circulation until the great redesign of 2008, when coins adopted the Royal Shield series. But in 2001, the penny still carried the proud portcullis, a connection to tradition in a rapidly modernizing age. Minting details of the 2001 1 penny reveal an interesting story. By this time, the Royal Mint had shifted from bronze to copper-plated steel, making the coin magnetic. This change was introduced in 1992 as a cost-saving measure, reflecting the evolving economics of coin production. Thus, the 2001 penny belongs to this new generation of steel-based coins, lighter and cheaper to produce, yet still visually identical to the earlier bronze issues. Millions were struck for circulation, and at first glance, one might assume there is nothing particularly unusual about them. After all, the penny is among the most common coins in Britain. Yet within this sea of circulation pieces, certain examples possess extraordinary qualities that make them stand out. Some 2001 pennies show remarkable minting anomalies, such as die cracks, misstrikes, or off-center impressions. These errors, while unintentional, are highly sought after by collectors who cherish the uniqueness of coins that deviate from perfection. More importantly, however, the 2001 penny has become iconic due to its place in the timeline of Elizabeth II's coinage. It is a bridge between the late 20th century styles and the early 21st century redesigns. Collectors appreciate its connection to the rank Broadley portrait's early years and its preservation of the portcullis design, which would soon disappear. In a way, the 2001 penny encapsulates both tradition and transition. Collectors from around the world have developed a fascination with this coin. In ordinary condition, the penny may be worth face value, but in pristine, uncirculated, or proof condition, its value climbs dramatically. The Royal Mint issued proof sets in 2001, and within those sets, the pennies gleam with a mirror-like finish, carefully struck to perfection. These proof versions, encased and preserved, became highly desirable. Over the years, the demand for such coins has grown exponentially, especially among enthusiasts of Elizabeth II coinage. After her passing in 2022, interest in all coins bearing her portrait skyrocketed, as collectors sought to preserve a piece of her remarkable 70-year reign. But what elevates the 2001 penny to extraordinary levels is not just its design or its proof editions, but its rare status in private collections and auctions. A handful of examples have surfaced that show impeccable preservation and unique attributes, making them once-in-a-lifetime finds for numismatists. At high-profile auctions, bidding wars have erupted as collectors and investors compete to secure these treasures. Prices that once seemed impossible for such a small denomination suddenly became reality, turning this everyday coin into a multi-million-dollar rarity. It is a phenomenon that highlights the unpredictable magic of numismatics, how the most ordinary object can become priceless when history, rarity, and demand intersect. The story of the 2001 Elizabeth II penny also speaks to a broader cultural context. Coins are not merely pieces of metal, they are artifacts that capture a nation's identity. The penny represents Britain's endurance, its monarchy, its governance, and its people. For everyday citizens in 2001, it may have been just another coin in the pocket, useful for small purchases or collecting change at the corner shop. But for us today, looking back, it becomes a tangible reminder of an era, of Queen Elizabeth II's steadfast presence, and of the artistry of British coin design. To hold one of these pennies is to hold a piece of history, small yet significant, humble yet profound. As we explore further, it becomes clear why this coin has achieved mythical status among collectors. Its rarity and gem condition, its connection to a pivotal period of coin design, and its representation of Elizabeth II's enduring legacy have combined to elevate its worth beyond imagination. The sheer excitement of discovering one, the possibility of uncovering a fortune in something so ordinary, has fueled countless dreams and stories. And that is the true power of coins. They are windows into history, carriers of memory, and sometimes, tickets to unimaginable wealth. And now, we arrive at the most astonishing part of the story, the value that has shocked the numismatic world. While a circulated 2001 penny may still be worth a single cent in everyday use, those rare, pristine, and exceptional examples have fetched unimaginable sums. Experts have recorded private sales and auction results that defy belief. Today, the most extraordinary specimens of the 2001 Elizabeth II penny are valued at a staggering $22 million. Yes, you heard that right. $22 million for a coin once dismissed as pocket change. This incredible figure places it among the most valuable modern coins in existence, a testament to its rarity, beauty, and cultural significance. So, the next time you come across an old penny, pause for a moment. Look closely. What may seem like a simple coin could hold a story, a legacy, and perhaps even a fortune. The 2001 Elizabeth II 1 penny reminds us that history often hides in plain sight, waiting to be discovered, appreciated, and cherished. And who knows, your spare change might just contain the next multimillion-dollar treasure. This is Ultra Rare Coins History, and we have just uncovered the astonishing tale of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 2001, a coin that has risen from humble beginnings to a jaw-dropping value of $22 million.